Hey there, kids. This is Reveal Math Lesson 7.6. Let's take a look together. It says this, you can have remainders, okay? And remainders are just the same thing as leftovers when you divide. Things don't often go into other numbers. Some numbers don't go into other numbers evenly. Sometimes there's something left over. So it says right here, they want to take 352 divided by 6. So they made 6 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they started to divide 352 up into 6 groups. Well, in each group, they got 10, 20, 30, 40, whoops, there it is, 50, and then there's 8 right here, 8 singles, okay? So each group got 58. But when they gave each group 58, over on the side right here, there were 4 that were left over, okay? And you can't just put them into another group because then the groups would not be even. When we're doing division, we're trying to make equal groups, okay? So the quotient here, if you take 352, you divide it by 6, you end up with 58 groups, okay? I'm sorry, you ended up with 6 groups of 58, and then you ended up with 4 left over on the side right there, and we call that a remainder. It's the leftover. Kids, you're learning how to divide with a remainder. Okay, well, here's some common vocabulary, is that the dividend is the amount that we're dividing. The divisor is how many groups we're making, or groups of, sometimes it is. The remainder is what's left over after you've found the quotient, okay? And the quotient is the answer. In the end, you're left with a quotient and sometimes with a remainder. Kids, you're learning how to divide with a remainder today. Okay, so let's do this. We're back to using partial quotients again. You could do it this way, or if you have a different way that you like to divide, that's fine also. Nobody cares as long as you get the right answer, okay? So let's use partial quotients to find the quotient and the remainder. They tell us that there's going to be a remainder right here. Okay, so we got 185 as our dividend, 185, divided by the divisor is 7. Okay, and we want to know how many 7s go into 185. All right, well, we can start off right here. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong one, aren't I? Hold on one second. No, this one was just an example up here. We're doing the right one, 185 divided by 7. All right, well, I know this. I know that I'm going to start off with just the first 2 digits here, okay, 18. And I know that I can get 2 7s into 18 because 2 7s is 14. But we need to get something bigger than that. If we did 27s, okay, that would be 140. So if I do 27s, I can take out 140 right here, okay? And that's going to leave me with 45, okay? Now, I want to think of something that's close, when I go something times 7 that's close to 45. Well, I know if I go 6 times 7, I get 42, and that's really close, right? So 6 7s is 42. Subtract and I get a 3, okay? Now, no 7s can go into 3. So far I used 20 and 6, that's my quotient, 20. First we put in 27s, and then 6 7s, 26. But now we're left with 3 right here, and 3 is smaller than 7, and no 7s can go into it. The remainder must always be smaller than the divisor, because if it was bigger than the divisor, you could fit another 7 into it, right? Like if it was 13, well, I could fit another 7 into it. But the remainder always has to be smaller than the divisor. So our final answer here is 26. And most people put an R right here for remainder, and they say 26 remainder 3. Okay, so right now you're learning how to divide with a remainder. Let's try it again. Marcy has 187 stickers to share equally with 8 friends. How many stickers will she give to each friend? How many stickers will be left over? Well, okay, let's do this. So it's 187. That's the dividend. Divided up among 8 friends, okay? We want to know how many 8s will go into 187 or how many groups can we divide 100 of 8, how many groups we can divide 187 into. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that right. If we took 187, divided it into 8 groups, how many each person would get? Okay, so anyway, let's do this right here. I know this. I know that 10 eighths is 80. Okay, so if I take away 10 eighths, that'd be minus 80. Okay, subtract, and I'm left with 107. Okay, I could do another 10 eighths right there. Take away another 80 right here. If I do that, I'm left with 27, right? Okay, I know that I can put 3 eighths into 27, and 3 eighths is 24, because 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, 27 minus 24 leaves me with 3. And how many eighths can go into 3? Right, none. Okay, 3 is too small, and the remainder is always has to be smaller than the divisor right here. So how many did I use? I used 10, then I used another 10, that's 20, and another 3, that's 23. Okay, I used 23. And then I had 3 left over right here, remainder 3. Now the question was this: how many stickers will she give to each friend? Well, she's going to give each friend 23. How many stickers will be left over? 3 will be left over. She can keep them, right? Or maybe she can give them to you. Kids, you're learning how to divide with a remainder. All right, what's the quotient in the remainder? Use partial quotients to solve. 929 divided by 3. So 929 divided by 3. All right, now I'm looking at this first 9 right here, okay? Now I could take away 100 threes and another 100 threes and another 100 threes, but I know that 3 times 3 is 9. So if I took out 300 threes, now 3 times 3 is 9, so 3 times 300 is 900. You get it? Subtract, and I'm left with 29. Okay, now I know that if I go 9 threes, okay, 9 threes, it's a basic math fact, right? 9 times 3 is 27. I can take out 9 of the threes, and I'm left with 2. Now, how many threes will go into 2? Right, none. Okay, so there's no more that we can do right here. The remainder is less than the divisor, and that's as low as we can go. How many did we use? Well, we used 300, then we used 9. So we used 309. This is the quotient. Remainder 2. There's 2 left over, right? Okay, kids, right now you're learning how to divide by using a remainder. Okay, today in class we're looking at pages 229 and 230. We're doing practice pages 73 and 74. You're learning how to divide with a remainder. Let's take a look at the Friday quiz. We got 929 divided by 3 and 119 divided by 4. Let me back up here a second. We just did 929 divided by 3 right there, so we're doing 119 divided by 4 right here. Okay, so let's put this in here, right? 119. Some teachers say you got to put it in the house. Fine. All right. And divided by 4. This is the dividend. This is the divisor. And we're trying to find the quotient. All right. Well, I need to figure out how many 4s go into 119. Now, right away, I have a very quick way of doing it, but I'm not going to do it that way for you. Maybe you see a quick way of doing it also. But I'm going to go 4 times something is close to 119. Well, we're going to keep it simple, and I'm going to go, if I went 10 4s, that would be 40. If I went 20 4s, that would be 80. Okay? You could do it different ways, okay? And we subtract. 119 take away 80. Well, 9 minus 0 is 9. And then we have 11 minus 8, or subtract 8. That equals 3. So we're left with 39. Now, I know that 9 times 4 is 36 because I know my multiplication facts. Okay, 9 times 4 is 36. So if I took out 9 4s, if I took out 36, I'd be left with 3. okay? Now, how many 4s can go into 3? Right, none, because 3 is too small. No 4s will fit into it, right? And so right here we say that the quotient is going to be 20 plus 9, which is 29. The remainder is going to be what's left over. The remainder always has to be smaller than the divisor, okay? And we say that it's remainder 3, and you write it like that. Okay, kids, right now you're learning how to divide with the remainder. All right, go ahead and try that yourself. If you need help, you come and see us. I think you can do it. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.